Is it working? Okay. Hi, Donalyn. My name's Bella.
Hi, Bella. Thanks for seeing me today.
Sure. So, what's going on?
So, I'm good because I've been traveling this journey for 10 years. So, I've, done therapy. I come in and out. I dump off stress or around our dual cancer couple crisis, which we've been living and thriving through for 10 years. But every now and then I have setbacks, and I just kind of need one session to just dump off some anxiety and stress so I can get back on my feet and
Sure. So,
keep
tell
working.
me a little about those setbacks.
So basically, I think what's happened is I started to feel weak again, like just dizzy weak.
Okay.
And I almost died in December. I was on a life support in December because I had a massive GI bleed, gastroenterology bleed, because even though I'm cancer-free for 8 years, I have a lot of damage to my gut because I was radiated in my torso because I had a baseball-sized tumor carved out of my back 8 years ago. So the good news is I'm cancer-free,
Okay.
but the bad news is I'm hospitalized pretty regularly with complications resulting from the radiation damage.
Yeah.
So I started to feel really weak last week, and I got scared. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to die again. I'm going to go down that road of bleeding to death, and I have to get to the hospital. Because the last time I didn't get to the hospital in time, which is why I almost coded, because I thought I was getting the flu, and I just went home and went to sleep.
Wow.
I thought
So
I was
that must
getting
be
the flu.
really scary for you.
It is scary because at the time I didn't realize that I was bleeding internally, but I woke up, I was blind, I blacked out, I dropped like a bag of rocks. So, I mean, I could be out in a public place and then all of a sudden just faint. And the EMTs approach me and they say, are you a diabetic? Are you prone to seizures? I'm like, no, I've just been radiated. And now I know I could be bleeding internally. So they need to get me to the hospital. But that's what caused the anxiety, because I started to feel weak again last week. So I started to, live in that fear place, like you're dying. This is it. This is your last time.
Wow.
You need to get to the hospital.
Right.
And I have a lot of work in the pipeline. So I think that's why I started to melt down, because I said, I can't die now. I have too much work going on. I have too many people that I'm helping. I have too much work that's really stimulating and exciting. And frankly, I need to get out of town. So I'm on a plane on Sunday. So I started thinking, it was like a snowball. I started thinking, oh my gosh, you're not going to finish your semester. Your clients are not going to be happy with you because you're not going to meet the deadline, and you're not going to get on that plane, and you're going to screw everything up.
Wow, I'm feeling overwhelmed for you. And I see that you are running yourself around, and you seem like you need a break. You kind of hinted that you need to get out of the seat, and I think that'd be a good idea, probably,
Totally,
right?
Bella. Like I need to get off the grid. I need to be in nature, and I need to disconnect from everybody, even the people that I love the most,
So what would that be like for you once you get to that point and you can disconnect?
Serenity. Especially because I'll be out west, which is, big sky country. So
Wow.
I'll just be able to sit in an Adirondack chair, and I can participate in the programs if I want, or I can opt out. So I think I'm going to probably opt out, because clearly I'm starting to understand that my body just needs deep rest. I'm pushing too hard. It's like, we call it the German curse in my family. That's all we do. We achieve, we
Keep
contribute.
pushing and pushing and pushing.
It's sick. It's like, it's an addiction. And at 50, I'm so far gone, I don't know how to really.
So what do you do today to take a step back and kind of decompress? How do you handle that?
I canceled all of my phone conference calls this morning. I had 3 conference calls before 10 o'clock this morning. I canceled them all.
And how do you feel after you did that?
Sometimes I feel guilty.
Right.
But I've learned to just let it go, because I'm on the verge of feeling sick, and I laid in a hammock for about 10 minutes, and then I got in the car to come here, because the one thing I wanted to do successfully today is just close out the semester, get my internship hours submitted, papers submitted, workshop reflections, everything submitted. And
That's
then maybe
good.
start fresh next week
Yeah.
in the great outdoors.
That's good. So you took a step back and you took a break today.
Yeah.
And you needed that.
Yeah, I do, but it just means there's gonna be more work tomorrow, but, you know, I'll figure it out. Hopefully I'll just feel better. You can say I have an issue, big issues.
I'm feeling very overwhelmed for you.
Well, thank you for being empathetic. I appreciate it. You know, I know that I have to learn how to deal with this. I know better because this is what I teach other people to do. So I am that typical expert for everybody else, but not an expert in my own life. Yeah, learning how to step back and take care of myself first.
That's very important. You're very important.
Yeah.
I see you're very strong,
So much for strong.
and you keep fighting through,
Yeah,
and you keep pushing.
strong but exhausted, as my
Yeah.
husband says, you know. My husband's very lucky. He's a very calm, laid-back guy. And because we've both been fighting cancer for 10 years, I keep looking at him and saying, we're on the cusp of doing something extraordinary for other people with our nonprofit. We're getting all of this corporate money now. We have a huge brand build following now. We've got a lot of people that we're sending for free to Bermuda every year that have been
Wow.
adversely affected by cancer. So we're on this cusp of turning this small grassroots nonprofit into something really meaningful for other people. So I can't die now, I can't lose steam now, because we're right there on the cusp of filling up a ship.
Well,
It's great work.
I know, you seem like you really, really like helping people, and that's great. It seems
Yeah.
like it really rewards you.
It is, it's amazing. I mean, it's part of my life legacy,
Yeah.
you know? So when I kick through, people will say, hey, I went on my honeymoon because they helped me.
Aw.
You know, Kick Cancer Overboard helped me get on my honeymoon. We sent a woman who was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. She was 32, and she died in October, but we sent her on the trip in September. So that's just one example. Like, how can that not be rewarding work?
That's, wow.
And we sent a
That's great.
5-year-old boy with brain cancer. He had brain sarcoma. That's what I have, sarcoma.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's just very rewarding to be able to say, all right, we got screwed, the two of us, by cancer, but we never let it hold us down.
You're
or
helping everyone else.
Totally.
Oh, that's
So it's good. You know,
So-
I feel lucky.
so. To wrap it up,
Yeah. Yeah.
I see that you are really overwhelmed, but you're very passionate about
Yeah.
what you do.
Right.
And if it comes time to where you might have to die,
Yeah.
you might be accepting of it.
I
It seems
think
like you are.
I am ready.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. But it's good. You know, I got 10 more years than most people. So thank you, Belle. Thanks for helping me
Thank you.
frame the anxiety so I can get back to work but still go home and take care of myself first.
Right.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bella.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. That's it. I'm done
Let's go.